To whom it may concern, don't allow yourself to be too heavily influenced by the opinions, the actions, or even the advice given to you from other people. And it's a nice truck. Wish I had one of those. I grew up around those things, man. It's like a 70 C10 or something like that by Chevy. Love it. But anyway, I got off track, got distracted. I'm not saying that the opinions or the beliefs of other people are necessarily bad, but they can put unnecessary limits on us. Whenever you see the people around you behaving a certain way, it's human nature to experience a little bit of an urge to imitate. And with that being said, I believe that the majority of people that you come across are not really locked in and focused. The majority of the people you come across, in fact, are asleep behind the wheel. How do I know this? Well, it's just a theory. But as a truck driver, I get to see it a lot because I have somewhat of a higher perspective, a higher vantage point in a semi-truck than the average person in their vehicle. And what I see the majority of the time is I see people who are distracted. A lot of the bad traffic, the traffic jams that you see around in Atlanta, around in Washington, D.C. on 495, and other various metropolises around the world, or around the country, I should say. People are on their phones. They might even be doing what I'm doing right now, talking to somebody in their own head, doing their own thing, when they should be focused on taking advantage of openings, when they should be filling up gaps instead of grouping together and moving along at a slow speed for no reason. And if you really sit back and think about it, this goes for family dynamics, this goes for friendship groups. I feel like if you're watching this video, you're a person who has a vision. I won't say that you want better, but you may want different out of life. And those around you won't allow you to see the merit in your own desires. So what you end up doing in an attempt to assimilate, an attempt not to ruffle feathers, is you sit on your hands and look around and see what the rest of the group is doing, and you follow suit. I'm here to tell you that that doesn't necessarily have to be your reality. You see, sometimes the people around you miss out on opportunities, not because they're not there, but they miss out on opportunities because they're simply not looking. They simply don't want to rock the boat, so to speak. They don't want to put themselves on an island, because often when you're on an island and you're by yourself, you lack the safety of the crowd. If you stand alone, who do you blend in with when the attacks come? I'm here to say that it's not necessary to seek safety in the crowd or in the group. And I'm talking just simply from a mental standpoint, because just as there are physical threats, there's mental threats as well. The threats that attack your sense of identity, the threats that want to make you play small, the threats of wanting you to fit in and conduct yourself in a self-destructive way. Those things are real. And it turns out that many people don't like to see you choose yourself, choose your own vision, choose your own path. sets you apart. People feel endangered when they set themselves apart. But I'm here to tell you that just like a football player, a running back, who has a called play, let's say it's I don't know, I can't remember the terminology, and I never played football, so bear with me. But let's say you call a counter left, and you're supposed to run off the left tackle or whatever, and you decide that you're going to go off script. The defense is ready for it, but you have a feeling that the defense may have over-pursued. And in that over-pursuit, there's open space, there's an open field, there's glory to the right side. You're not for sure, but you can feel it. You don't have the perspective to necessarily see it, but that feeling comes to you that, you know, instead of me going to the left, I'm going to reverse field and go to the right. A la one of my favorite players of all time, Marcus Allen, how he did in the Super Bowl in the early 80s. In life, we have those same kinds of opportunities. What do we see right now as we look around, at least online? And I'm not saying that the online space even represents the real world. But what I'm saying is that for the most part, you will have no problem seeing an abundance of people complaining, an abundance of people spreading doom and gloom and trying to get you to feel bad about whatever situation you find yourself in. But what if you could reverse field, look inside, and realize that a lot of the things that people are complaining about not having are things that you're not even really interested in to begin with? Have you ever even thought to consider that? For instance, I hear and I see a lot of people complaining about the collapse of corporate America. If I search deep down inside, if I search my own soul, I was never really into spending my life in a cubicle to begin with. So if corporate America decides to collapse, I'd be just fine. Not because I lack empathy or anything of that nature, but because that was not necessarily my path anyway. I don't fit into those environments. And while I have kind of forced myself into a corner, so to speak, by being a truck driver, it's the place where I can allow my mind to grow and blossom. And those types of situations, those types of inclinations are going to be different for everybody. Some people like Zoom meetings where they have to sit and listen to a boss talk about quarterly projections, company culture, or whatever they talk about in those meetings. But then there are those of us who are more free-spirited, who want sunlight, who want the ability to be able to walk and talk on the freeway, just killing time before I start my drive. That's freedom to me. That's enjoyable to me. Other people may need the camaraderie that comes along with corporate America, and that's fine. You have to find what works for you. Simply put, there's no one size fits all to life, but we've all been taught and brought up to believe that it is, ever since kindergarten, when they told you to form a single file line and put your finger over your mouth and not talk and speak only when asked questions and things of that nature. That type of programming and instruction tends to follow us through life. I'm here to tell you from a higher perspective as I walk across this bridge over Interstate 57 that there's a different way. You don't always have to follow the rules as they're laid out. Life requires a little bit of improvisation in order for you to innovate. The world doesn't move forward by people who just simply stand in line and follow the rules. We have to be people who realize that there are opportunities out there, and the majority of people around us are not even looking for them. And once you realize that, I believe everything changes. But if this video or this message resonated with you, I'd love to hear what you think. But other than that, I think I'm gonna wrap it up right here because I need to turn around and go back. And I'm kind of far away from where I need to be. And I guess I will talk to you on the next video. Y'all be good. I'll see you next time.